Whenever I get an opportunity to be present in a satsang in any part of Southeast Asia, whether it is Malaysia or Singapore, it's always a pleasure. I have been to Malaysia twice to attend the annual Utsav, and on one such occasion, I was privileged to travel to Singapore along with my family and also attend satsang there and also meet many of you. Your love, your care, your compassion have always inspired me. Far away from the holy land of India and Bangladesh, where Sister Thakur was born, and India, where Sister Thakur spent more than 2 decades of his life. You are examples of true satsangis. Even though you are miles away from satsang ashram, you are truly inspired. And every time I talk to you, listen to you, I personally get charged with the divine spirit of Sister Thakur. It's such a beautiful occasion where we are celebrating this satsang on a very special occasion in Ajit Fai's residence. But many of us are connected with this satsang through the virtual platform from all over the world. And this is happening at a very critical juncture in human history. Critical juncture, a ferocious virus called COVID-19 has crippled our life, caused havoc in our social and personal family lives, our professional lives. Humankind has been battered severely. Lives have been disrupted significantly, and there is a cry for survival. Back here in India, from Bangalore, where I'm speaking to all of you, we are passing through a very, very severe crisis. It is catastrophic. And I believe the situation in Singapore is also grim. Situation is getting worse day by day. There are thousands of people who have lost lives. There are millions who have been infected. And there are billions of people who have been confined to their homes and in isolation. This has brought in tremendous stress, anxiety. Human beings are really crying for an escaping route from this crisis. When Guru Prasanna Bhattacharya, the son of Keshta Prasanna Bhattacharya, in his childhood, asked Sister Thakur, why don't you like the red color? What is so bad about the red color? Sister Thakur said, from my childhood, I have seen so much of animosity. I have seen so much of sufferings that human beings are going through. I have seen how human beings have killed each other. I have seen the pool of blood, and I can see that in the future. That's why I do not like the red color. I want harmony. I want brotherhood. I want every human being to be compassionate to every other human being. Talking about death, Sister Thakur says, many a time, unfortunately, human beings die an untimely or premature death. Sometimes, even if they're destined to have a long life, they unfortunately die young, die in an untimely manner. And Sister Thakur is saying the temperament of death death gets into our body through our head. Through our head, it finds a way into our body. And death drives us towards the path of extinction, towards the path of disaster. Sister Thakur is saying, if you take care of our head, if you take care of our brain, if our brain remains stable and constant, if our brain remains strong, you can hive away, you can throw away death. Death can go far and far and far away from you. And for us to keep our head strong, Sister Thakur is saying, we have to become concentric. We have to become concentric. When we become concentric and we have attachment to a love center in our life, and our life revolves around that love center, a living ideal. We don't have to worry about our complexes and passions. Our complexes and passions take us towards faith. But our ideal centricity keep us strong, healthy, alive, sharp, receptive, calm and composed, and balanced. In today's world, all that we need to do, my dear mothers and brothers, is find that balance in life. We need to find that balance in life in the midst of sorrows and happiness, in the midst of plentiness and scarcity, in the midst of whether it is life or livelihood. We need to find that perfect balance. And for us to find that perfect balance in life, we need to be attached to the balancing factor. And the balancing factor is the master of our life, who will not let our life go astray. It's the earth which revolves around the sun. The earth is not hanging in a string. It's just hanging in open air in the space, but it never goes astray. It never gets destroyed because the earth is attached to its balancing factor. That balancing factor, through its attraction, keeps it in its orbit. Similarly, if you want to stay strong in our orbit, stay strong in our life, lead a balanced life, we need to be attached to the balancing factor. The balancing factor is the living idea, is our master, is our Sri Sri Thakur, the Supreme Beloved. And if you are attached to him, and Sri Sri Thakur calls it unrippling, untottering attachment. Unrippling and untottering attachment. And Thakur is saying this attachment is the fire of life. Anurag is the Sanskrit word. Attachment or adherence is the fire of life. And what does fire do? Fire destroys our impurities. When there is impurities in the air, we ignite fire, because fire can kill the impurities. It can purify the atmosphere. So when we ignite the fire of life inside us through that attachment, which is called anurag, adherence, that fire destroys all our impurities. It destroys all our negative qualities. It destroys all our deficiencies and defects. It purifies our soul. And my dear mothers and brothers, when we ignite fire, we also need to add fuel. We need to add fuel so that the fire can become stronger. And how can we make our attachment towards the Supreme Father stronger? How can we make this attachment, this fire of life, stronger? Sri Thakur is saying, the fuel for your attachment are your words, your thoughts, your behaviors, your actions. If your words, thoughts, behaviors, actions all become ideal centric, they will add fuel to the fire. They will make the fire of life stronger. They will make the flames go up strongly. So we need to practice thoughts, words, actions, behaviors, which are the fuel to the fire of life. The fire of life will purify our character, our personality. And that fire of life is anurag, attachment to the Supreme Father. The more the attachment, the stronger the fire. The stronger the fire, the stronger it can purify our personality and character. The stronger the fire, the stronger is our personality. We become wiser, more competent, more balanced, composed, calm, knowledgeable, become loving, caring, compassionate. We are in control. The man who is in the surfing board in the sea, who is surfing in the sea, you might have seen the television clips. The waves go up, the waves go down, the waves go up, and the waves go down. But the surfer, his feet is very strongly and firmly attached to the surfing board. No matter how strong the waves are, how high the waves are, his feet are never detached from the surfing board. And that surfing board is Sri Thakur. We need to be attached to that surfing board at all times, no matter how high the waves are, how low the waves are, no matter how challenging our life is, how smooth our life is, no matter how many difficulties that we experience, no matter how happy we are, moments of crisis, moments of happiness, moments of suffering, moments of elation. In the midst of all of this, we need to stay attached to the surfing board, and that attachment is the fire of life. That fire of life is Anurag, and that fire of life, that attachment grows stronger and stronger and stronger when we tune our words, thoughts, actions, deeds, and behaviors completely towards Him. And that's why Sri Thakur has told us, has guided us to practice such thoughts, words, deeds. And He has given us the principles of Jajan, Jajanishtavriti. Jajan, Jajanishtavriti allows us to practice good thoughts through meditation, good deeds by serving others through Jajan, and serving to my Lord before I begin my day through the practice of stability, Swastrini and Sadachar. All these enable us to practice good thoughts, good deeds, good actions, good behaviors. I need to be immersed in these good thoughts and good behaviors and good actions all the time to make the fire of life stronger and stronger and stronger. Sri Thakur is saying, Supreme Father never gives you suffering. He never gives you misery and distress. He never brings you problems. It's your obsession towards complexes, towards sense pleasures, towards materialistic enjoyment. These attachments towards the materialistic pleasures of life, they bring you sorrow and misery. They bring you suffering. Parampita, Supreme Father, never gives you suffering. If Supreme Father gives you anything, He gives you the wine of life. Jivan ki Madira. Supreme Father gives us the wine of life. But sometimes, to help us detach ourselves from the complexes and passions and worldly pleasures, which are the cause of our suffering. To test our love for him, sometimes he may put us in some difficulties, but that is his way of detaching our materialistic attachments. It's his way of cutting up all our materialistic attachments and complexes and passions that we have. And that's his way of transforming us, reforming us, his way of making us better human beings. And Sister Thakur is saying it's better to live in the kingdom of light rather than live in the kingdom of darkness. It is better to live life of difficulties in the kingdom of light than to live a life of enjoyment in the kingdom of darkness. For a devotee, kingdom of darkness is not the destination, no matter how pleasurable that life is. It's okay to die for the Lord, living in the kingdom of light. But if you live, you will enjoy your life. If you die, you will move to the next level of emancipation, the next level of manhood. And so powerful is the message of Sister Thakur. If we are attached to him, we get to live in the kingdom of light, in the kingdom of glory, in the kingdom of brightness, in the kingdom of truth. And that's what Sister Thakur expects us to do. Sister Thakur says the objective of life is evolution. Evolution by becoming. Sister Thakur is saying you have no idea how many attempts you have made to get this human life, to be born as a human being, how many failures you have faced. Thousands of times you have tried to get this birth, and you have no idea how difficult it was to get this birth. If you remember that, you would never destroy, you would never waste your life like this. If you know that your life, human life, is so precious, you will live a life of meaningfulness. Acharya Dev Srishti Dada says, Asambhav Sambhavana Niye Esse Korli Ki. You came to this earth with unlimited, infinite potential. What have you done? You have come with unlimited possibilities, unlimited potentials as a human being. What have you achieved? What have you done? What have you accomplished? Why are you wasting your time? Like we go to a school to learn, and we continue our studies, write the examination, we go to the next grade. Then we continue our studies, write the examination, and go to the next grade. And we go to the next grade, and we go to the next grade. For us, in our life, satsang is the school. We come here to learn. We go back to our world, material world, families, to our business, to our job. That's where we write our examination. We learn here. We go to Deoghar. We be in the company of Acharya Dev Srishti Dada, be in the company of Pujyapad Bavaida, be in the company of members of Thakur family. We learn. That's the schooling. We come back and we practice it. We apply that learning while dealing with our wife, husband, children, boss in the office, customers in my business. We apply the learning. If we do well, we pass and we move on. If we don't do well, we fail and we come back. We come back to Satsang. We come back to Acharya Dev. We learn again. We learn again and we go back and write the exam. Pass. And This is the evolution of life. This is the objective of human life is evolution. To get better, to grow, to expand, to elevate yourself to the next level. And where does this journey begin? Like in the school, the journey begins with the alphabet, or A, Harshari, Dirghai, or A, B, C, D, E. That's how education begins at the school. But how does the education begin in spiritual life? It begins with self-correction. So Sri Thakur is saying, your journey into the spiritual world begins with self-correction. If you are not prepared to analyze, introspect into yourself, and if you're not ready to find fault in your character and personality, and if you're not willing to do self-correction, then your journey in the spiritual world has not started. No matter how much you speak, how well you give speeches in satsangs and conferences, no matter how much have you read, but if you're not prepared for self-correction, your journey in the spiritual world has not started. Like we cannot start our schooling without A, B, C, D, E. We cannot start our journey in our spiritual world without self-analysis and self-correction. That's where the journey begins. And that's where we start. And we continue our education, move from one grade to another, move from one grade to another grade to another grade to another. And that is evolution. As Sri Thakur says, evolution by becoming, as Sri Thakur is saying, we have to become to evolve. And Sri Thakur is saying, in the process of this becoming, you will have to deal with the ambiguities of life. You will have to deal with challenges. You will have to deal with bad moments and good moments. You will have to deal with challenging moments and happy moments. You will deal with competition and collaboration. You will deal with obstacles, and you will also deal with death, anxiety, distress, and all of that. And as you deal with them, you become stronger. As your knowledge expands, your personality grows, your energy becomes stronger. And that's the true enjoyment of life. So Sri Thakur on one occasion was sitting in ashram, surrounded by devotees in the Jati ashram. Next to the Jati ashram, there was a factory, factory where they're cutting wood. And Sri Thakur was sitting in the Jati ashram and was giving various messages on different aspects of universe and creation and so on. And the manager of the factory was also sitting before Sri Thakur. The factory was running. The machines in the factory were running. There was a lot of sound, disturbing sound that was coming from the factory. The manager felt Sri Thakur is saying such profound things. And this machine in the factory is disturbing the flow of Sri Thakur's messages. He stood up, went inside the factory, told the workers to stop working for the next couple of hours. He said, Sri Thakur is giving some very profound messages. Can you stop the machine for some time? He came back. He came back to Sri Thakur, and he found to his utter surprise, Sri Thakur was quiet, was not speaking anything at all. He was quietly sitting there, waiting for Thakur to speak. And after a few minutes, Sri Thakur said, the factory was running. The machines were running. What happened? Why they stopped? The manager said, Thakur, I asked them to stop. Sri Thakur said, why? The manager said, Thakur, you are giving messages. The machines were creating a crippling noise. That's why I thought they are disturbing the flow of your words. I went there and asked them to stop. Sri Thakur said, why? Sri Thakur said, the sound of the machines had a tune. And tuning to that tune, I was speaking. I was speaking in tune with the tune that was coming from the factory, from the machines. The machines have stopped. I have stopped. I do not have the inspiration to speak anymore because the tuning has broken. This is Sri Thakur. Sri Thakur teaches us every moment how to look at the dissimilarities, how to look at the differences, how to look at the imbalancing factors in life, and then how to convert them into positivity, how to convert them into balance in life, how to look at every incoherence in life and make them coherent. Sri Thakur never said, go away from them. Sri Thakur never said, remove them. Sri Thakur said, live with them, overcome them, deal with them, respond to them, coexist with them. And in the process, you would become better personalities. Your knowledge will evolve. Your personality will evolve. Your character will evolve. You will find the balance in life in the midst of imbalancing factors in life. You need to attach yourself to that balancing factor. And that attachment is anurag. And when we and we need to have that urge to attach ourselves to the loving master, to Sri Thakur. And when we have that intense urge within us, Sri Thakur is saying that intensity of your urge will put pressure on your brain and the lines of your forehead will open up. The lines on your palms will open up. You will rewrite your luck. You will rewrite your future. Sri Thakur is saying, you can create your own future. And that's possible with that intense urge to attach yourself to Sri Thakur. And that intense urge can be explained when my body, my thoughts, my mind, my soul, my heart, each cell in my body is crying, is having the desire to merge with him, to attach with him. That is untuttering, unrepelling attachment. And that attachment is the fire of life. And that fire of life will kill all the impurities. This will transform ourselves, will make us stronger and better. And it'll make us wiser, calmer, more composed, more intelligent, more caring and loving. We will be in control of our life. We'll be able to control the incoherences, the challenges, the obstacles, the difficulties. And we will be in control. And we need that attachment. We need that untuttering attachment with the foundation of our life, the surfing board of the surfer. And he is the surfing board, the foundation, the base. And if we're attached to the base, you don't have to worry. You don't have to think about adversities of life. So Sri Thakur used to say, as long as I am there, you don't have to worry about anything. All of us need that base in our life, that foundation in our life. And Thakur is saying with a clearing call, as long as I am there, you don't have to worry about anything. But when I will not be there in flesh and blood, Bada will be there. Bada will be there. And as long as you are concentric around him, you don't have to worry about anything. And we saw that when Sri Thakur is not there in flesh and blood, Sri Bodha was the base of our life. And today, when Sri Bodha is not in flesh and blood, Acharya Dev Sri Dada is the base of our life. As long as we are concentric around him, we love him, we attune our words, thoughts, and deeds and actions and behaviors to fulfill him, to fulfill his desires. We don't have to worry about anything else because he is the base of our life. and we are attached to him. And that attachment is the fire of our life. And to make the fire of our life stronger and powerful, the fuel is our thoughts, deeds, actions, behaviors, and service. May all of us continue to strive to fulfill and serve Sri Thakur. May all of us continue to strive to fulfill the desires of Acharya Dev. May we not worry about anything else. May we not worry about our future. May we not worry about our progress. With this, I pray at the lotus feet of Sri Thakur for the well-being of all of you, especially Ajit Bhai and his family, and everybody who's in this satsang, all your family members, all your near and dear ones. Vande Purushottam. Jai.
Jai Guru. Surya Bhai.
Jai Guru.
Speechless. Okay, very nice. So well connected in one subject, but explained very nicely the attachment. So I really love it. The attachment. One more thing is incoherent to coherent. Things Thakur sees negativity, positivity in negativity. We saw always positive in negative. So negative in positive. Thakur sees positive in negative. That's what you explained well. So many thanks, Surya Bhai.
Thank you.
I could recall a small